Francis Ngannou, a formidable force in the octagon, was feared by all of his opponents. Any loss he took was only due to his inexperience, and everyone knew it. And when he was winning, it was brutal win after brutal win. Even before he held the belt, he had built a reputation for himself, one that would make him known as a very dangerous contender. He ultimately took the heavyweight belt off Stipe Miocic in their second bout, and would defended it against Cyril Gane. But what the Octagon and the UFC could offer wasn't enough for him. He wanted more financially. Seeing other retired UFC fighters earn more than they ever did in the boxing ring against Jake Paul. And the many YouTubers transitioning to boxing also gave him some ideas, especially the fact that they were all making a lot of money. Fast forward to the 23rd of October 2023, and a match with Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury was all set to happen, with Francis earning $10 million, and Fury making $50 million as the main attraction. Francis earned 10 times more than he had ever earned in a UFC fight. Not to mention his performance against Fury shocked everyone. No one could have imagined that for his first boxing bout, he would take the match all the way to the last round against arguably the best boxer on the planet, and only lose by decision. The impressive performance meant that the fight between Francis and Anthony Joshua could not be avoided. With a hefty check to take home, the match was all set to happen. Fast forward, a few promotions in between, and the day of the match had arrived. March 8th, 2024. Both fighters looked good going in, but just as the world was left surprised with Francis Ngannou's performance against Fury, they'd be shocked once again, as right from the beginning it was clear Anthony Joshua was already picking Francis apart. And before it can go further than the second round, Francis would be laid out flat by a hook from Joshua, ending the fight by a knockout. Although this outcome doesn't favor the 275 pound for pound champion, he still managed to reach his financial goals, making £20 million in one night, far more than he would have ever made in the UFC. And I wouldn't be surprised if a fight between him and Deontay Wilder was in the planning for his next bout. Things are still looking up for the former UFC champion, as people are still eager to see how far he could take his boxing career, and believe he still has potential to give us some exciting fights to come. Many blogs and critics criticized his move from MMA to boxing. But ultimately, it looks as though Francis transitioning to boxing really did pay off. Now we'll just have to see what comes next.